to a conversation between you and me. I'm Angie, and this is Donna, and we're going to be discussing a topic today that is kind of a little unusual. It's things that I'd like to do before I get too old. Now, we might be too old right now, but I mean, I wrote a column and I had put down these things that I thought, I always wanted to do this, And one of the first things was that
Let me interject here.
Okay.
It's positive thinking, Angie.
Well, anyway, what I wrote, one of the first things I wrote about was I wanted to be able to dance in a Strauss waltz with a ball gown and swirling around and having a really good partner who knows how to dance, and in a beautiful place. I mean, it's kind of like a fairy tale. I guess we think about. For me, I think it was because I loved musicals. Movies.
Oh, and I did too.
And you saw those
yeah.
people
Yes.
dancing, and
Yes.
you thought, I want to do that, So that was one of my wishes, that I wanted to do that. And I haven't done it.
But we grew up with that kind of thing where we had many, many musicals we went to in the 50s, early 60s, and even before that, when the 40s, they came out. I think when they actually came out with talkies is when they came out with
don't go back too far.
but the really good musicals, and then we've been able now to watch on television this wonderful
the
old movies, and you see these gorgeous gowns these girls would wear, and so we all wanted to do that, and I share that because I would love to do that, but where do you go?
Well, not only a waltz like that, but remember Dancing in the Rain. What was the name of that movie?
Singing in the Rain.
Singing in the Rain. Okay,
with Gene
Singing
Kelly.
in the Rain. Yeah.
Yes.
And he's got this umbrella and he's stomping on the water and all this good stuff.
Yep.
And I thought, oh gosh, I'd like that. Now it can't be a storm or anything. It's got to just be a gentle rain. But you have a big umbrella and you're dancing around. I could just imagine myself doing it.
Me too. We both want to be female Gene Kellys. So I mean, it'll never happen though. I think it's too late for us, but we can at least watch the movie.
I don't know. Maybe someday I'll grab an umbrella and go out in the rain and see if I can. I don't know.
No, the truth is I have walked in the rain on purpose, because then I just slush my feet as I go to my car and go, just singing in the rain.
Yeah. We don't sing either.
Well, no, you'll see that, because I may break out in song here and there, and you'll go, please shut that woman up. But
one thing that I had put down in that column was, and Donna's going to help me with it, is that I always wanted to sit in the cab of an 18-wheeler truck to see how the road looks when you're really up there. You see these big trucks going on. I've never been in one. I mean,
and
what would the occasion be?
I have no desire to do that, but I think that it can be arranged. We were having lunch with my sister the other day, right?
Right.
And she said
she knew somebody who has
Yes, we know somebody that may do that for you. And then when Angie does this, we'll get pictures and we'll show it to all of you, because it will be fun. And the guy that drives the truck is a pretty fun guy too. So I think he's a drummer actually. So I think it could be a fun time.
Yes, it could be. That's for sure. I mean, it's kind of a funny thing. I don't know why it ever came up, but I was just trying to think of some things that are unusual that you maybe want to experience, And I bet all of you who are watching, you've got the same kind of ideas, I want to do this, and I would love to do that, And so if the opportunity ever came up, maybe you would,
Oh, sure. my daughter would love to do that. So she shares that with you. So maybe she can come with us. But yeah, no, this is something I have no desire to do is to ride.
Well, I wouldn't want a
big truck.
bungee jump or whatever. No,
Oh, well, no, I wouldn't want a bungee jump, but I would go on one of those.
those zip lines.
Yeah, a zip line. And
I wouldn't do that either.
well, I think, I believe that my sister-in-law did that not too many years ago. So I thought, well, if she could do it, I probably could too. I don't know, but I don't know if I have a really huge, strong desire to do that. There's got to be other
Well, it
things.
just
I'd go to
seems
Ireland.
dangerous. I mean, as you get older, as we're talking about
Yeah.
things we want to do before we get old. And then when you're old, you think, oh, that might kill us.
Well, and then, well,
you
but
never know.
well, it might, but we're old, so it should matter less. I don't think I'd ever want to jump out of an airplane, though.
Oh no.
I do know somebody who did do that. She didn't tell her mother till after she had done it, but
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I have no desire. My mother always wanted to go into a balloon. Which,
Oh, that kind of interests me, but it's the same thing. You're going up, and can you get down again?
well, you probably could. How do you get down? I'm not sure. Well,
And we have to
I don't
depend
want to
on
do that.
somebody else.
I don't
That's
want to
right.
do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into a balloon.
No, I don't
My
know.
mother was more gutsy than I was. I think she probably would have liked to fly an airplane or something, which
But
but I
you
wouldn't
think
want
about it
to.
when you see it and you say, "Oh wow, that would be kind of neat." But I think we think of ourselves as when we were younger, we might have taken that kind of risk, or that we have more daring. Right now I don't have a whole lot of daring.
No,
that I'm gonna
we don't. But
go out and
But it doesn't mean that they can't out there.
That's right.
So if you have these,
Oh,
do it before
we
you
don't
get too
encourage-
old. Because once you get too old, all we can do is watch or look or, live through somebody else who might be doing it. But you're still young enough, I'll bet, to do that. So do what you want to do. Don't wait till you die.
Yeah,
Or
right.
it's too late.
I wrote also in the column that I wish that I could, sing on tune a little bit better, and whistle. I don't know how to whistle. She doesn't.
No, I thought I could. Let me try it. No, wait a minute. Nope,
I know
can't
it is
either.
really kind
Can't
of rough.
whistle.
But I don't know why I ever wrote
Or
that down.
this. Remember people could snap their fingers?
Oh yeah.
Can you snap? I can't. I don't even think I, can
can't
make
do
them
that
move.
either. Well,
That comes with
you know,
arthritis. You can't
Well,
do that anymore.
you have to be coordinated to do all
Do you?
this.
Well, I'll never do anything because I am not coordinated.
I remember my kids like in church and we'd be singing or something, or I'd be trying to sing
Yes.
something and they'll say, "Mom, you're humming again." It's
Stop.
like you're off key.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I mean, and my kids are very musical, so
how did they
maybe
get
more
how did they
critical
get
of
that
somebody
way?
who isn't.
How did they get that way? Because you do have musicians. You've got.
No, my husband was. He's
Oh.
played the guitar and sang and everything, and the kids
No
have
wonder why
taken
you
up
fell
that.
in love with him.
Oh,
I'd have
yes.
fallen in love with anybody that would have sang to me. I'm pretty sure of that. Sing to me.
That's
You got
right,
me.
Yeah, but it's like, writing down a bucket list of things that you get to a point in your life is if I don't do it now, I'll never get
That's right.
to
You
do
won't
it.
do it. Yeah.
So it's just like I'd love to go over to Switzerland and see the mountain,
I'd
or
like to go to
here in the
Ireland.
United States.
Yes.
Yeah, you wanted to go to
I want to Ireland. You want to go to Switzerland, but now now we look at the time.
Well, I mean,
In the
air.
airlines.
You're in the air for 11
Yeah,
hours or
yeah,
something from
yeah.
here.
Is that good? I had that opportunity. What was it? 2 years ago? Whenever COVID was, it's been forever.
Yeah.
But when it first was coming out, I had a trip planned, scheduled to go see my grandson play soccer in Spain. Well, and I've never been really out of the country other than to Canada, and so it got canceled.
Yeah.
And I think that was my last opportunity to really
To really do it,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And now we just, we contemplate all of the things that it would take to do something, unusual. So, I think the whistling thing was not too unusual. I mean, you could just sit around at home. It's
Not good enough.
not very loud.
Okay, that's
No, it's
good
not
enough.
very loud.
I'll keep practicing. I'll get better. Yeah. You were talking about the dinner dances and how beautiful that would be to waltz around the floor with somebody. I think you had said with somebody that could actually lead, and you wouldn't have to be the leader. You could.
Well, when I was
a
younger,
really good dancer, right?
when I learned how to dance, I was always the tall one.
Yeah, me
In gym
too.
class, you
Yeah.
learn how to.
Yes.
And I was tall, so I'm always leading, and so.
Right. I mean, I had that experience.
So these
too.
days, I still do that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
terrible.
So we aren't dancing anymore, though,
No,
right?
not too much.
No,
But
except-
I miss that because
Yeah, that would be fun.
my husband and I, we belonged to a dance club in Wisconsin, and it was fun. Once a month we'd get together and we'd have a band or something, and everybody paid in, and we
That would
we
be
had a real
fun,
nice time at a
yeah.
country club or something, and but. Yeah, maybe they still do those types of
I
things.
don't know.
mean,
You know what
we're
we-
just not in that sect anymore.
No. Do you know what they used to do? And maybe you did this. Did you ever square dance?
I tried it once.
I mean,
But
I mean, they used to have
didn't
groups.
interest me
They
too
had
much.
groups. Remember, I think it was maybe more towards the of our parents, because my in-laws used to go square dancing. They belonged to a square dance club, and she'd put on all the skirts and all that stuff that they used to do.
Yeah,
And
really
I-
cute too.
Yeah,
they were
and
really cute.
actually, as I think about my, I find that odd that they even did that, or that my father-in-law wanted to do something
Wanted to
like.
do something
But
like-
it's amazing that she was able to get him to do that. When I think about it,
But in my mother's time, in the 30s and such.
yeah. Oh,
I mean, there were
they had a-
nightclubs, there were
oh,
places
yeah.
to go. They had
They had
bands that
fun
traveled
time.
all around,
Yeah.
And now there's concerts, of
Yes.
course, for the young people, but it isn't the same kind of
They're more.
thing. I mean,
It's rock and roll right now out there when they.
I
go
mean,
to
you're
the
sitting there
clubs.
watching
Yeah,
the performance.
yeah.
You are not actually participating in it.
But
But
the
maybe
old-
there are places that they do that, and maybe in the big cities like New York and
Yeah,
those
I don't
places,
know.
they do those fancy
I don't know.
things.
Dinner clubs. I mean, they were called. Wasn't it just? It was called a dinner club, right? Or a supper club, or no? That's different. That's Wisconsin. The supper club is different from a dinner club, right? I mean, really. I mean, it is.
Well, you had to go
Like,
to
we
a-
have supper clubs.
Well, you'd have to
here
go to
that-
a fancy
Yeah.
place that had an orchestra or
Right,
a band,
they had
and
Glenn Miller. We're talking about the Glenn Miller era for our parents, not us. We were just past Glenn Miller,
I
but
love Glenn Miller.
you've.
I never saw him.
But we know of them. But
Yes.
I know of them because of the old television. But you actually know of. You were at that.
The records were popular then.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid, yeah.
Okay.
And
See, I was more Dean Martin and
Elvis Presley.
Elvis and
I know, and it's
Pat Boone.
And so when we think back about some of the things that we like to do, it's really just kind of a wish, of something that you've seen that kind of stuck in your mind that, oh my gosh, if I could just do that once,
Yes.
And it's just like my husband and I went to Italy. Wow. I mean, that was in my mind forever and ever, because I have an Italian heritage. And when we went, it was really wonderful. But, I never thought I would ever get there. I never did think I would ever get there.
Well, your kids granted you that when it was a special anniversary,
Yeah,
right? So that
well, no,
it's
I mean, my
nice to
son
have
gave
the
it to us
kids,
as a
yeah.
Christmas
Yeah,
present.
how
It was-
wonderful that was. So
Well, it was really funny because at Christmas we opening gifts, and there was one box, and there was for me, and it had how to speak Italian, a little travelogue things and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it never dawned on me that that's what he was giving. He was giving a trip, giving a trip to Italy. Oh wow, that was
that's
just the
really
most
nice.
fabulous thing I ever
Hey
did.
guys, I'm still waiting for my trip to Ireland. Just saying, but whatever. No, I do. That is one. I don't know. I think one of my wish lists would be at one time. I don't know if I'd ever do it. I wanted to go to Australia once, and I wanted to go to Ireland. I just wanted to go to a pub and drink a beer there or something. But I'm okay that I haven't
Stay in a
gone.
castle.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think I'd want to stay in a castle.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know. That seems damp and cold to me.
Well, now it's a big thing over there.
Is it? Is
Yeah,
it?
I mean,
Oh.
because it's so costly to keep these places
Oh,
up that
so they have
now
to
they
rent
them
them
out.
Sure. I get that.
It becomes a tourist attraction. And but I think sometimes when we are thinking about making lists of things that we'd like to do in our life, I did that some years ago, and just put down everything I could think of. Just really write a book.
Well, I
do
did
this,
put
do
that
that.
down on my
Yes,
list. I have, in fact, at one point in my life, it was that my wishes were kind of published in something, and that was on my list to write a book. And you know what?
Jeez.
I wrote a book. Whether it'll ever get
It's not
published,
quite-
we don't know. In fact, I've written 2 now, but they're just, I'm doing it for fun. I'm doing it because I want to. And
Yeah.
and I guess would it be fun if it were published? Sure. But hasn't really been a goal that I have thought of. It was just I wanted to do it. And I've had a lot of fun doing that.
Well, I think for younger people who are watching us, the years do go by pretty
Yeah, they
darn
go-
fast.
They do. One day you're going to be 35 and you're going to wake up and be 80. So just
No.
remember that. No, it is how it happens.
That's how it is.
It is, because you go, well, wait a minute. My kid is 55. No, I'm just 55. How could he be 55? Really. I mean, so I think, and it does go that fast. Time is fleeting.
But just thinking about the things that would give you pleasure, and a lot of times it's just a small thing. I remember talking about Switzerland. That's a big thing. But I said, I wouldn't mind being in a cabin up in a mountain so I could see the mountains.
That would, having your coffee in the morning,
I mean, it's-
walking out and just, that would be kind of neat.
So when you think about those things that are, well, that could be accomplished. I'm not going to jump out of an airplane,
You're
or I'm
not?
not going to. But I mean, I could do those little things.
Yeah.
What is the little
But
things?
but that you could do that here in the States. You could go see a mountain.
Well, I know.
You just have to.
And I haven't done it. And
Yeah.
And because again, the time has just
Fleeting.
flown by, and all of a sudden you're in a time of your life where you just don't have the energy or the inclination to want to do anything that's
And you don't.
adventurous.
Wait,
you
the
would, but
adventure-
I mean, it just gets harder. It just gets harder as you get older. So that's why we say you should be thinking about these things before you get too old, and
That's
that is, I think it really behooves us to do that because it's what's inside of us. I mean, we've had these little yearnings, and they're just probably very small, insignificant things, but we just don't think about them. And
And in our time, really, with this COVID thing, a couple of years, when
Yes.
it took the old people's lives away for 2 years because there were a lot of people who were very afraid, and then some still are because there are a lot of people who are still, afraid. And I think that's sad. I think it was sad for the old people that had to,
Right.
be so careful.
So we encourage you, however, whatever age you are, and if
Do it
you're
now.
older, think of it as something a little bit easier. If you're younger, think about something that would be a thing of a lifetime, that you
Yeah.
want to do. And I think it brings out your personality, and you're happy that you think about, well, these are great things. I should do them. I should do them.
But your shoulds can go past pretty fast.
Yes.
So
yes. Well, we're so happy that you joined us today, and we wish that you would like us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel here, and so that you're getting our podcasts on a regular basis.
And-
So
and
don't
give us-
forget that.
give
And-
us ideas too of what you'd like us to talk about, because we're two gals full of wisdom. Well, maybe
That's
not.
what age gets you. Yes.
That's all we've got.
The other thing is share this site with your friends,
Yes,
that they
please.
can, they might, find it interesting or have not been, acquainted to us, or read my column or anything. I mean, it's just kind of a friendly thing to do. So remember, it's always between you and me.